Hey you guys, it is me, Laura, and I thought I would share with you what we are going to be doing this year for math in our homeschool. And we've actually been doing this some over the past year, and it has been working really well. I have a preschooler who is 4, and I have a 6-year-old who would technically be going into 1st grade, but his math, he's doing a little bit of 2nd grade and a little bit of 1st grade math. Because that works for him. That's one of the great things about homeschool is that things don't have to fit exactly into specific grades. You can just go with it. So this year we are continuing with Samuel, the Math Lessons for a Living Education series. And this is, I'll show you inside it in just a minute, but this works really well for him. There's a story with every single lesson, which kind of helps bring math to real world and real life and when and how you would use it. It's based on the Charlotte Mason method. There is some copy work in here. I don't know that it follows the Charlotte Mason philosophy on math 100% if you're a real Charlotte Mason stickler, because I don't think that there would be really a textbook for that. But she does, the author does a really good job at keeping things very simple, very easy. It's a very, very gentle introduction to math. So if your child struggles with math at all, I highly, highly recommend it. But it's a really good program. You just buy the book. You don't have to buy extra manipulatives. It comes with everything that you need. And so that's really great. So just a look at inside, the way that this program is set up is that you can keep track of the days and when the lessons, so that if you're having a hard time staying on task, if you have to finish in 180 days, this will keep you doing that because there are 180 days worth of work in here. And so the way that it is set up, each lesson begins with a story. The stories are about Charlotte and Charlie. They are twins. In the first book, they were visiting their grandparents for the summer on the farm. In this book, they're home, and their mother is expecting a baby, and that's kind of the storyline that goes throughout. And each day, so the first day, you'll read this lesson. And then each day has, so for like day 1, do these problems and this copy work. And then day 2 would be this page. And day 3 and 4 would be these flashcards that you're making, and you'd work on that. And then day 5, you would do this. Sometimes you'll be writing letters back to Grandma and Grandpa about the things that you're learning. And it's just really flexible, and there's not a ton to do on one day. It's not overwhelming. Sometimes, like you can see here, there's a lot of copy work in this lesson. They're practicing writing numbers, which is good. Writing it's sometimes too overwhelming, so I'll reduce the amount that has to be done or just do something different on those days. But I found that this just works really well, and my son gets super excited to do this. I do feel like this book is great and perfect for introducing new concepts, but I feel like there's not quite enough there. And there's, in math, you can just kind of raise the surface, or you can go deeper and really understand it a little bit better. And I don't feel like this helps get to the deeper understanding of it. And so I supplement with mathematical reasoning. I love these books, but these books are a little bit more challenging for my oldest because it's not the way his brain naturally thinks. So for these books, I leveled down. So for example, in Math Lessons for a Living Education, he's doing level 2, which is about a 2nd grade level, and I have him doing grade 1 of mathematical reasoning. And I try to keep this a little bit easy so that he doesn't get frustrated with it. And we'll just do 1 page front and back in mathematical reasoning and 1 day exercise in his other math book, and that's it. And usually that only takes him, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes, not very long. So it keeps it short, keeps it sweet, and keeps it really, really well. And I'll show you inside mathematical reasoning now. So this is level B mathematical reasoning. We have just kind of finished up level A. I'm actually skipping the last part of it because it's just too easy for him. He did most of it though, you can see. So we're just going to, he's going up a level in his other math book, so we're just going to pop up a level in this one. And this has lots of colors, lots of bright activities, and it has games like thinking games and thinking puzzles and reasoning and logic, and so it can be a little bit tricky sometimes. Oh, it's got like, see, here's a dot to dot, but what you do is you start here and you use your answers from this page to know what dots to go to next to make the picture. So it definitely uses some more difficult thinking and processing and logic, but it also really helps to build those skills. And I feel like these two books together really kind of cover all the math. There's some that this doesn't do quite as well in, and then there's some that the math lessons for living education don't do quite as well at, but I feel like putting the two together really makes a really, really good, solid program. So like I said, we'll just do one page front and back a day. So here you're matching number words to the numbers, and here is just some basic addition, and that would be it that he would do for one day. So it is just, I think, really good. For Samuel's supplements that I would use, I have some books that I have that have math games in them. Like, you can print off the math games and make them, and once I've made them, they're done, so I can use them for Samuel later, and I'll link those below. I don't have them with me, or else I would show them to you. But we will do games like that every once in a while. But otherwise, for him, that's pretty much all we do for math. I thought that he would like manipulative stuff. I started him with Mequon, but it turns out he doesn't like to do that. He just wants to solve the problems and do it and then be done. He doesn't like bringing in the additional hands-on aspect to math. So we don't. He just does it and he gets it and he applies it in real life, which is really awesome. And so I have also started working a little bit with my preschooler. He has almost finished the Mathematical Reasoning Beginning 1, and we will then go on to Mathematical Reasoning Beginning 2. And with him, it's not, let's sit down and do this amount. It's kind of, so far it's just been, hey mama, can we do my math book? And so we'll do it. And usually he'll do like 10 or 15 pages at a time because he wants to. And it's very much, with the Beginning 1 and Beginning 2, it's not something that you can give the child and let them go do. It's stuff you're doing together. You're interacting and you're spending that time together. There's not a lot of writing required, which is nice. And it's just something fun that we do together. And so I plan to continue that with him. And then I have a lot of other supplemental stuff that I do. And I'm moving to using more of kind of a workbox system. With Timothy, a lot of it is keeping him busy while I'm helping his big brother. And so, and then also making sure that I'm taking time to do school with him so he doesn't feel left out. But it's never, you have to do this, you have to get it done kind of a deal, because he's just 4. So it's more a matter of having things ready to keep him occupied. And so some of the things that I plan to use with him this year, I will be using the Mathematical Reasoning books. I have been using Mequon with the Cuisenaire rods just to kind of see, because I'm trying to figure out for him what math program is going to work really well for him. So I'll be using some of the Mequon Cuisenaire rods and the Mequon math books, which I'll link to a video on that. And I also have been using Farmland Math from Timberdoodle, which has been really good, and I'll link to that as well. And basically for him, it's just a matter of having math books and activities and games and things like that available for him to play, but it's not necessarily something that we have to do systematically. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you a quick look into Mathematical Reasoning Beginning 1 and Beginning 2. Beginning 1, which we're nearly done with, it starts with simple counting. Point to each one and count 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And you count all the things in the pictures and you talk about them. And it moves on and point and count how many red cars, how many blue cars, how many cars are in the picture. And you've got questions like this. It talks about, you've got these little puzzles where it gives you clues and you have to figure out which one it's talking about. And lots of matching and how many pigs are in the picture. You're describing the pictures, you're learning basic shapes and basic colors. Samuel loves these where you've got these: point to the animal winning the race, point to the animal losing the race. Oh, the animal winning the race is first. The animal losing the race is third. Point to the animal that's first in the race. Point to the animal that's second in the race. Point to the animal that's third in the race. So you're basically introducing a lot of math vocabulary and very basic concepts, and it's done in kind of a fun way that feels like a game to the kids. And so this is beginning 1, and then beginning 2, which we will be starting soon, is a lot of the same idea. You just go a little deeper. Like, you're going to start some basic dot to dot and drawing apples. You're counting higher. You only go up to 5 in this book, in beginning A. Beginning 2, I think you're going up to 10. So you're counting more, but it's a lot of the same stuff, just a little bit more in depth, a little bit more challenging, and really fun for the kids. So that is pretty much what we are doing for math in our homeschool for our first grader and our preschooler. And I'm looking forward to it. I would love to know if you have any more questions about the things that I've shown you, or any questions in general. I will put a link to some of those supplements that I mentioned below so you can check them out. And I am excited. This has been working really well. Both of the kids really enjoy math, which is what we like. That's what we want. So I will let you guys go, and I talk to you again soon. Bye.